Good morning. Welcome to Mayor's Weekly. We're here at City Hall, end of September 2023. Joining me is Kathy Shamliss, and Kathy, only a couple of operating days remain in fiscal year 2023, and as we look back, and we spent some time yesterday with the group talking about some of the things that have happened in our city in 2023, but I think it could be generally summarized that fiscal year 2023 has been a good year for the city, and while there's not enough time to talk about all the things that have happened and initiatives that have gotten underway, but that's something we're extremely pleased about, to be able to sit here at the end of the fiscal year and look back and feel like that our efforts have brought value to the city, and that's why we come here every day. Kathy, as you look at this, and none of what we do, I think, pretty much happens without money. You're involved with that, and whatever is. As you look back at the year, what are some of the significant things that you see has happened in fiscal 2023?
Well, we had a nice revenue growth. We had about, I think the year end with about a 4.5% increase in sales tax.
And Kathy, one of the things, excuse me for interrupting you, but you and I talk about this every month when you prepare your management report, that how do we stack up against the state of Alabama in revenue growth? And we compare very favorably, don't we?
We do. We're very close to what they will show for their fiscal year, but maybe just a little bit above. So that's always a good sign and a good thing, because we haven't always seen that.
Yeah.
In addition to that, we do expect that our revenues will end up being about $35 million, with primarily due to the increase in the sales tax. We did see some nice growth in business license and a bit of an uptick in our ad valorem tax. Lodging tax really hasn't been as good as it's been in the past. I'm not quite sure what that's about. From a expenditure standpoint, Mayor, as we know, our expenditures increased about 7% over the previous year, and that was mainly due to having given the employees a pay increase to bring them up to market based on cities our size.
Kathy, let me interrupt again, and pardon me for doing that, but
That's fine.
as we look at what you just shared, that we probably operate at a $5 million, maybe we break over surplus this year. That compares very favorably with 2022, and as you just pointed out, our largest expense driver for 2023 was giving our employees a significant pay raise, which I'm so pleased that we were able to do that. But to be able to do that, absorb that, and operate at the level we operated in the prior year really jumps out at me.
Well, it's amazing. You know, one of the things you've really stressed to our department managers was to, be smart about how you spend money, and they have certainly done that, as we've seen. Really, other than just pay increases and things like that, of course, inflation is hurting us, as we know, with the fuel prices and really everything we buy. But those expenditures have really been kept down, and that is also a part of being able to achieve those fund balances.
Yeah. So financially, as we shared with the group yesterday, as we move into fiscal 2024, we stand on a firm financial foundation that provides lots of insulation against the hazardous winds of a bad economy. I think that's exactly what I said yesterday. And you and I have been in this game of business and working for a long time, and we've both felt the pinch, the bite, whatever else you want to call it, of a bad economy, haven't we?
Certainly have. 2008, the city saw our sales tax roll backwards instead of growth. It was decreasing, and we saw that for several years, and that really will make a huge impact on your bottom line.
Right. Well, Kathy, finances aside, and I kind of wear it out, but I don't think you can overemphasize finances because all the things that we do require money. And Kathy, something I'm extremely pleased about, and I know you are as well. We've made quality of life enhancements. Quality of life enhancements are underway in our city. You mind touching on that a little bit?
Not at all. You know, we've spent a good bit in 2023 with improvements at the parks. Putting the new playground equipment in was one of the biggest things that we've done. And still have on our plans for 2024 to continue making some improvements at the park. We'll be working, of course, on the pickleball courts. They're underway. We'll be over around the Percy Goode Center, repairing those courts and putting a pickleball, tennis court, and basketball facility. And up at the Apex, we've still got some things that we're going to do to continue to make Apex Park already a fantastic facility, but putting in some additional picnic tables and that type of thing.
Yeah. Kathy, we have done considerable paving and working on plans to try to get some additional paving in before the weather turns against us. As we know now that we're probably not going to be able to make that deadline. I'm not withholding information. I can't call the cutoff date for that, but when it gets, you can't put down asphalt, but the money is in the bank and the plan is laid, so it could very well be spring before we get in to our next round of paving. And I said that's delayed because we can't get ahead of the weather, and but it's good to know that we can execute our plan. We have the money to take care of that, and we have some money beyond that. But as you drive across our city, the conditions of our streets, broad scale, are pretty good. Anywhere you look at it. And Kathy, we go into 2024 with excitement, the things that we think we can make happen. We're working diligently to get the Sportsplex underway. We're talking about a land acquisition, and those things never move quickly. And but our City Hall project is moving along nicely. It was slowed at one point. People have asked the question why progress slowed. Kathy has a great working relationship with our architect and the general contractor. We met with those folks a couple of weeks ago, and what we learned that in the original design, the architect did nothing wrong. They designed it with a major heating and air conditioning unit, single unit, that would provide all the needs of that building. As the general contractor went to market to acquire that particular piece of equipment, they learned that delivery time was far out, unacceptable for them to meet the deadlines of their contract. They came back and looked at a multi-unit design for heating and cooling that building, and that was going to add about $90,000 to the cost, and of course we were not pleased about that. As they continued to work, they found that delivery time for the original designed unit had been shortened to the time that's acceptable, and you couldn't go forward with some of the work that goes in the ceilings and that sort of thing without knowing what the HVAC unit was going to look like. So that's a delay. You know, nobody's quit the job, or we haven't encountered some insurmountable problems. It was a supply chain thing, and we think we've worked past that.
Correct.
Now, and we'll wrap up with this. That shared with the group yesterday that financial writing is not an easy thing. And well, the Mountain Eagle does a great job for us, it's responsive and whatever, but the terminology that ties to financial writing is very few people have a familiarity with that if you don't have an accounting or finance background. Would you agree, Kathy?
Yes, sir.
And so you, as best you can do, you try to disseminate information with the terminology, and when it finally works its way to print, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And that's unfortunate for the reader. It's unfortunate for the political entity, i.e. the city of Jasper, that's
Right.
reporting, because our message, as I told the group yesterday, is nothing like having an opportunity to tell your story firsthand. But what Kathy shared with you is we, the city of Jasper, will operate with a $5 million surplus this year. Real important to underscore this year. I'm reading about another political entity talking about they had $5 million in reserves. Well, that's a cumulative number. That's the total of their reserve. The $5 million Kathy mentioned is the surplus we will generate this year. Our cumulative number is over $25 million. Is that
Yes,
right,
sir.
Kathy?
Yes, sir.
So that's, throw that in for clarification that we want folks to think we just have $5 million in reserve. This year we will have added $5 million reserve, and our cumulative number is over $25 million. We're pleased about that. I say this often, nothing much moves without money. You saw in a paper not long ago, 6 new police cars, $700,000 pickleball court. Everything that comes across my desk, as you read top to bottom, you read the nice juicy stuff, and always at the bottom there's a cost.
Always.
Always.
And big cost.
And the way you pay costs being an accountant, Kathy, is with money, isn't it?
That's it.
That's good. But we're glad to have you with us. We look forward to being with you next week, and we'll talk a little bit, probably have Kathy to come back and talk about our outlook for fiscal 2024. But we always hope that historically over the last 6 years, we've had good years. We look back and we hope the new year can be as good as the last, and I think that will be my wish for 2024.
It's a good one.
Okay, good. Again, thank you for being with us.